MagicBand Plus is launching very soon. More entertainment is returning. Possible cruise policy updates are happening. And we've got spray-on ice cream flavoring. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and it's time to talk Disney news. I've got restaurant updates for you, more snacks to tell you about, a new update to the My Disney Experience app that will actually make your life easier, and more. So let's get to it. Okay, it's official. MagicBand Plus will be launching at Disney World on July 27th. The new version of the popular Magic Bands will feature color-changing lights, haptic vibrations, and gesture recognition. You're going to be able to pair your Magic Band Plus to the My Disney Experience app and use it for the same functions as regular Magic Bands, like opening your hotel room, scanning in at the park entrances, and tapping in at lightning lanes and virtual queues. On top of that, there are going to be special ways that Magic Band Plus interacts in the parks, including special effects when you're watching Disney Enchantment or Harmonious, interactive features when checking out the Disney Fab 50 golden character statues, and the new Star Wars Batuu Bounty Hunters game in Galaxy's Edge. When it launches, there will be more than 25 Magic Band Plus designs to choose from. Disney Resort Hotel guests can purchase Magic Band Plus online before their arrival at special prices, and discounts will be available for annual pass holders as well. All guests will be able to purchase Magic Band Plus at stores across Disney World and online on Shop Disney, starting at $34.99 each. And for our West Coast friends, don't worry, Disney did note that Magic Band Plus will be coming to Disneyland Resort later this year. No specific date's been announced yet, but we're going to be on the lookout for more updates. And if you're curious about how to set up your Magic Band Plus, we've got a blog post on the website guiding you step by step. Go check it out at disneyfoodblog.com. The Festival of the Lion King is back to its full show. When the parks reopened, many offerings were modified and just different. One such offering that had been changed was the Festival of the Lion King show in Disney's Animal Kingdom. When the show reopened, it was a shortened version called a celebration of the Festival of the Lion King. Some of the most iconic scenes from the show had been removed to promote social distancing and to keep everyone safe. Also because some of the performers had been laid off, but now those scenes have returned. We weren't the only ones excited for the show. We arrived 45 minutes early and the theater was pretty much packed when we sat down. But the Tumble Monkeys were a major crowd favorite during the show, of course. The acrobatic birds, which were previously missing, have also returned. And we're happy to see this fan favorite show return to its former glory. Be sure to check the Times Guide in the My Disney Experience app to make sure you don't miss this wonderful show. And another meet and greet has returned. BB-8 is now meeting guests at Star Wars Launch Bay. You can head over to this Hollywood Studios spot and snap a picture with the adorable droid. When we got to the Launch Bay, we took a look at the wait times for each of the meet and greets, and Chewbacca and BB-8 were only a 10-minute wait. Darth Vader had a little bit longer of a wait at 15 minutes. It's my guess people don't quite know they're back yet. Now, BB sits on a small pedestal and guests stand next to him for photos. He'll also engage with you by whirring and beeping and moving around his pedestal. Note that when we visited today, there was no PhotoPass photographer taking photos. Instead, there was a cast member snapping pics with your phone. So this may vary day to day, so what you experience here could be different. While you're in the area, make sure you visit Chewbacca and Darth Vader, who are also back at Launch Bay. And this is also a great place to cool off from the summer heat. And what better way to get out of the sun than with your Star Wars characters? All right, Disney has been adding a lot of technology to the parks lately, and if you're prone to losing your car in the parking lots, we're guilty of this one all the time, you'll want to check out the newest feature on the My Disney Experience app. So picture this, you're heading back to your car after a long, fun day in the parks, and yeah, where's your car? Well, you could just write down where you parked, but that's so 2021. We'd rather let the My Disney Experience app do the work for us. So if you update the app on your phone, you should see the new Car Locator feature. We tried it out this week at Disney's Animal Kingdom. When we parked, it allowed us to press the Save Vehicle Location button or manually enter the car's location ourselves. If you use Save Vehicle Location, the app will use your current location to get information about your car's whereabouts. When it was time to find our car at the end of the day, we opened the app back up, chose the Car Locator feature again, and bam, it showed us our car's saved location. How simple is this? Now, if it automatically chooses your location and if it's incorrect, you can adjust the location and lot as needed. Keep in mind that this feature works best when you have your location services, Bluetooth, and notifications enabled. So be sure to try this feature next time you drive to the parks. Also note that a lot of your smartphones kind of already have this built in. Now, we've got some news out of the CDC. They are no longer regulating cruises. So the Disney Cruise Line has required vaccine-eligible guests to be fully vaccinated before embarking on their cruise, and all guests must undergo COVID-19 testing before they can board the ship. But could the current policies be changing soon? So here's what we know so far. The CDC has announced that as of July 18th, their COVID-19 program for cruise ships is no longer in effect. In a statement on their website, the CDC said that they have worked closely with the cruise industry, state, territorial, and local health authorities, and federal and seaport partners to provide a safer and healthier environment for cruise passengers and crew. Cruise ships have access to guidance and tools to manage their own COVID-19 mitigation programs. So rather than the CDC regulating COVID-19 policies for cruise ships, it sounds like the individual companies will be able to make their own rules. This applies to pre-cruise testing requirements, mask requirements, and vaccine requirements. The color-coded COVID-19 chart previously found on the CDC's website, which included the risk level of certain cruise ships, is no longer in use. The CDC also said that cruise travelers have access to recommendations that allow them to make informed decisions about cruise ship travel. There may still be some guidance released by the CDC for cruise ship, as they have said they will continue to publish guidance to help cruise ships continue to provide a safer and healthier environment for crew, passengers, and communities going forward. So far, Disney Cruise Line has not made any changes to its COVID-19 policies. Guests are still required to be fully vaccinated if vaccine eligible and complete COVID-19 testing before boarding the ship. If a guest tests positive for COVID-19, they and their group will not be permitted to board. We'll continue to watch for more updates and let you know if the Disney Cruise Line makes changes to its policies. All right, we've got a first look at reopening of Victoria and Albert's. Now, that's at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. It's one of the nicest restaurants on property and is also one of the most expensive. The fine dining experience returns at the end of this month, and now we've got a look inside the new interior design. Victoria and Albert's has a new look, and it's much different from what it looked like before. Here's what the main dining room looked like before the closure, and here's what it looks like now. As you can see, there's new carpet, tables, chairs, and details. You can also see the delicate scroll work around the room. The Queen Victoria room also got a makeover to match. Here's what it looked like before, and here's after. The space looks much lighter and brighter now. The restaurant reopens on July 28th, and there has been a price increase for each dining option, of course. The dining room went from $185 to $295 per person. The Queen Victoria room went from $235 to $375 per person, and the chef's table went from $350 to $425 per person. Remember that this is a coursed meal with a set menu, and there is a strict dress code at the restaurant. We'll make sure to update you if and when the official menus are released. If you want to make a reservation, you can do so now. All right, as of July 21st, Disney World guests will be able to go to Jelly Rolls every night. Previously, this bar at the boardwalk was closed a few days earlier in the week, so start thinking up your favorite song to request. Because, of course, it's a dueling piano bar, and they are all request all the time. Guests can visit the bar every night from 7 p.m. to 1:45 a.m. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the fun starts at 8. Get there early to grab a good seat. Admission is $18 per person, and guests must be 21 and over to attend. In addition to the drinks, you can grab some popcorn to munch on while you watch the resident pianists go to battle on stage. Okay, this is the sea salt and caramel ribbons with a cloud of cocoa perfume. Yes, you read that right, perfume. You can't see the perfume, obviously, but we promise it's there. According to Salt and Straw, in Disney Springs, ice cream doesn't actually have a scent. So they partnered up with imaginary authors to create an ice cream topping that will give it a smell. The ice cream by itself had a delicious caramel taste, with the ribbon running all the way throughout the ice cream. And this is a great one for caramel lovers, but I know you want to know about the perfume. Well, we chose the cloud of cocoa perfume for our ice cream, and it smells just like walking into a chocolate shop. The combo of the caramel and the chocolate scent was awesome and unlike anything we've experienced eating ice cream before. Eating perfume might sound weird, but this was great. We think dessert lovers would really like this unless you're not a fan of caramel or chocolate. In total, our ice cream was $6.95, and the perfume topping was complimentary and will be for the rest of July. And there are other scents you can choose from. There are 3 scents in total: a cloud of cocoa, which is Ecuadorian chocolate, malted milkshake, and Japanese whiskey; a plume of blooms, which is honeysuckle and jasmine; and a swoon of citrus, which is key lime pie, lychee, and an Italian lemon grove. Wow, Italian specifically. That's very interesting. All right, did you know there's a National Dole Whip Day? Well, it's a team favorite holiday here at DFB, and there's a Dole Whip snack you might want to know about. Say hello to the Dole Whip Cupcake for $5.79, which is a yellow cupcake served with Dole Whip mousse and garnished with a cherry. We really liked this one. The cake itself is very moist. We really enjoyed the pineapple filling in the center of the cupcake. The consistency was almost that of pudding, but it had a very fresh pineapple flavor, so it wasn't really like Dole Whip in there. So you may be looking at this cupcake and wondering, how do they achieve that perfect cone of frosting on top of the cupcake without it falling over? Well, sadly, they take the cake they removed from the cupcake to fill it up with that Dole Whip stuff and put it on top of the cupcake and put the frosting around that. So the amount of frosting is reduced, and that is very unfortunate if you ask me, but I know a lot of you don't like that much frosting, but that's sad. There's definitely lots more cake than frosting, so if you're a cake person, not a frosting person, congratulations. Now, we thought this tasted pretty similar to traditional Dole Whip, but it was slightly sweeter, so if you're looking for something that's not too sweet, or if you're not a fan of pineapple and tropical flavors, we'd probably steer clear of this one. All in all, regular Dole Whip still reigns supreme. If you'd like to try the Dole Whip cupcake for yourself, it'll be available at Contempo Cafe at Disney's Contemporary Resort from now through August 20th. And if you want to see all the fun Dole Whip themed snacks, including a Dole Whip martini and sangria Dole Whip, yep, you heard me right, head to our website for the full list. We tried them all. Okay, now we got news about an Epcot snack that's been discontinued for a little while. If you're looking for a delicious sweet treat, over there in Epcot, Kringla Bakery og Cafe, located in the Norway Pavilion, can be an amazing place to stop. It's full of freshly baked desserts, including favorites like the famous school bread and the somewhat divisive lefse. But there's another iconic treat you can usually find here, the troll horn. If you're not familiar with these beauties, they are puff pastry horns filled with cream, usually orange marmalade cream, sometimes lingonberry cream. Now, earlier this year, we saw the troll horns disappear, reappear, and disappear from the menu again because of supply chain issues. We kept checking back at Kringla during our Epcot trips over the last few months, and generally when we checked, troll horn was still missing. During those trips, the cast members would typically just indicate that the troll horn was simply not available that day. The cast member we spoke to during a recent trip said that troll horns were actually temporarily discontinued. The CM echoed statements we've heard before that they were having issues getting the ingredients to make the troll horns, and for now the cast member indicated these would be gone for the foreseeable future. But it does seem to be a temporary discontinuance that should only last until they can get the necessary ingredients once more. The cast member told us that once the troll horns do come back, it'll probably be something they'll make a big deal out of since guests repeatedly ask for them. So while you wait for the troll horn to return, we found a new treat in Epcot you might like to try instead. This one's called the Coppa Amarena, and it's made with vanilla gelato, Amarena cherries, amaretto cookies, whipped cream, and shaved chocolate. If that description doesn't make you drool, we don't know what will. Now, yes, it's photogenic, but what we're really thinking about when looking at it is how does it taste? Well, first, the vanilla and cherry flavors make this a really nice combination. Then you've got that milk chocolate on top, but note that it's really mostly vanilla and cherry going on here. You don't have any like chocolate sauce or anything, but the milk chocolate just sort of melts into the rest. The cherries, which are very, very real and not artificial at all, are spread on the top and under the whipped cream, but there's also cherry juice drizzled throughout the ice cream, giving you that sweet cherry flavor. Also, the vanilla gelato is more like a vanilla bean, so it's very flavorful too. The cookies are also delicious. They're little hollow cookies that are super fluffy and crunchy. They taste buttery with a hint of amaretto flavor. The whipped cream on top is super fluffy, meaning you got some great textures here too. This is such a huge dessert that it is easily shareable, but only if you want to share it. Then again, it is expensive, $11.75. We know not everyone's going to appreciate the cherry and vanilla flavors, but for us, this one was a winner. You can find it at Gelateria Toscana in Italy. Now, over at Everything Pop Shopping and Dining at Disney's Pop Century Resort, we tried the Pop Goes Bananas cupcake. This treat is $5.49 and is a yellow cupcake filled with caramelized banana, pastry cream, caramel latte buttercream, and a chocolate smiley face medallion. And spoiler alert, banana lovers will go bananas for this one. Sorry, we had to. This treat is packed with icing and cream, as the description suggests, and that's pretty on brand for Disney cupcakes, so it shouldn't surprise your palate. The banana flavoring is also anything but subtle, which we actually enjoyed. This treat reminded us of banana pudding, so if you enjoy that dessert, you'll like this one. But while I reporter love this treat and would totally recommend it, you might not enjoy it, and we could see it being pretty divisive among families and friend groups who have differing opinions on bananas. You gotta really love bananas for this one to be a must-buy, and if you do, we say go for it. Okay, ever since Disney announced a new store was coming to Toy Story Land and Hollywood Studios, we've kept a close eye on the construction progress. Earlier this week, we spotted some new murals near the store, which featured the Jessie's Trading Post logo, confirming that this new store would be located where the old gift shop once was, at the end of the Toy Story Mania exit route. And now Jessie's trading post is officially open. According to the backstory, Andy discovered Jessie's trading post play set tucked away in the attic and is bringing it downstairs to set up shop, full of the coolest toys and finest souvenirs handpicked by the rootinest tootinest cowgirl. Throughout the story, you'll find all kinds of nods to the Toy Story franchise and characters, as well as lots of Toy Story merchandise. Be sure to look up when you're here because there are all kinds of details on the ceiling. According to cast members we spoke to, the biggest change in here is that each section is now dedicated to a specific character. One of the newest items you're going to find here is the Snake in My Boot plant, along with some of the Lightyear merchandise. If you're a Toy Story fan, we think you could probably spend quite a bit of time in here just admiring all the details. Looks like one of the critters is one Employee of the Month, and is that an upside down hidden Mickey we spot? Be sure to check it out next time you're in Hollywood Studios. Disney's Port Orleans Riverside has released some new ears themed to the hotel, and they're pretty amazing. These new ears feature flower-covered blue ears tied together with a beige bow with Minnie on the front. The bow and the band are made of a basket weave type thicker canvas-like material, but it's a gold metallic color, making them look really interesting. On the front of the ears, there are little 3D flowers stuck on there along with metallic gold Mickeys. The Minnie Mouse detail on the front of the bow is metal. On the back, you'll find more flowers and the resort logo. In terms of comfort, our reporter shared that they are similar to other lounge fly ears. They're not too tight and we're pretty lightweight. We think these are ears you could easily wear for most of the day, even if you're not usually a wear those ears all day long type of person. These are priced at $39.99 and can be found at the gift shop in Port Orleans Riverside Resort, which is called Fulton's General Store. But be warned, these ears were released recently and sold out. We caught them as they were being restocked, and our reporter shared that they are going fast. So you want to run over to Port Orleans to snatch them up if they're a must-buy for you. And check out the new Disney Vacation Club ears we found. These have retro vibe to them, like a lot of the other DVC merchandise we've seen. The front has Mickey on one ear and Cinderella Castle on the other, and the back says Disney Vacation Club member on one ear and has some colorful stripes on the other. The side of the band also says Disney Vacation Club member. We found these new mini ears at Conch Flats General Store at Disney's Old Key West Resort for $29.99. But do know that you do have to be a Disney Vacation Club member to purchase these. You'll have to have your card with you or some other form of identification that indicates you're a member. Now, we've talked a lot about supply chain issues lately, and we found a pretty funny issue this week. The Epcot Food and Wine Festival just started, so imagine our surprise when we stumbled upon these new 2022 Flower and Garden Festival Mickey Topiary plushes. The Topiary plush is shaped like Mickey. It comes with a planter displaying the festival's logo. They're pretty adorable, but they are very late to the party. They quite literally missed their party and just showed up at another. According to a cast member, these just arrived this week. They weren't part of the Flower and Garden catalog, and none of them knew these plushes were even coming. While they seem to have appeared out of thin air, we're glad they're here. If you want one, you can grab it in Epcot for $29.99. We'll continue to keep our eyes peeled for more festival merchandise, both food and wine and Flower and Garden. Note that we've also seen a good amount of Flower and Garden merchandise in the park, so you can still snag it before it goes away for good. All right, so have you ever seen some cute merch in the parks and think, I want that, but then check the price tag and say, I don't want it that much? Well, Disney collaborated with Coach this year to bring us a special 50th anniversary collection. We've seen a ton of items already, like bags, ears, even a pricey t-shirt. And you check out these new leather plushes from Coach. There's Goofy, Minnie, Donald, and Mickey. The tag on these plushes want to make sure you know they are not a toy and are intended for adult collectors only. So how much do you think these cost? Well, Coach items can be pretty pricey, but these are just plushes, right? They can't be too bad. Wrong. These are $600 each. $600 for a plush made of leather. We get that you're fancy, Coach, but that is some serious sticker shock. If you want to grab one for yourself, you can find them at Uptown Jewelers with the rest of the Disney and Coach collection, and we'll be on the lookout for them in other spots around Disney World too. They should be arriving on Shop Disney at some point, so we'll keep you posted. So that's the latest news for this week. Everyone, be sure to follow us over on social media at Disney Food Blog for all the latest Disney updates. And if you want even more, be sure to sign up for our newsletter. It's totally free, and I'm going to send you all the latest info you need to know straight to your inbox. The link to sign up is in the description box below. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.